Hello, my name is Adam Smith. I'm a student at WGU and this is my presentation for YJT1, Application of Effective Communication. Brothers and sisters, I'm afraid. I'm afraid our future may not be a future at all, but rather a revisiting of a past we would all rather forget. This was a time when wealth inequality was the norm, and when only business interests prevailed and working class people had no voice in their own government. We could maintain the status quo and the protectionist policies and continue our current path. This is a society that does not value working people. It's a society of ever-growing division of classes, continual eroding health and retirement benefits, and pay that's not in keeping with inflation. Things that were once considered sacred and untouchable, such as defined benefit pensions, retiree health care, Medicare, and Social Security, have become legitimate political fodder. While corporate tax breaks and trade agreements that literally sell the fabric of our nation's industrial wealth become prevalent, anti-worker legislation like right to work has been ushered in by voters in half of our nation's states. According to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, just 6.6% of the private sector workers belong to unions. That's the lowest level since 1936. Our future looks pretty bleak. But I see an alternate future. I believe by adopting a few simple principles, collectively, we can usher in a new era of union success and regain the political power we need to equalize the trends that are hurting those we are entrusted to protect. We've come a long way from the days of Carnegie and Rockefeller, but we are becoming increasingly fragmented as individual unions split from labor coalitions. With every union member's interests are malaligned, collectively we become weaker. As our corporate counterparts consolidate, they become more formidable opponents. When multiple unions and bargaining units represent employees of one corporation, it's essential that these unions work together if there is to be any chance of a level playing field. Too many of our brothers and sisters have sacrificed. Some have even given their lives to advance the fight for social and economic justice. To make the necessary changes a reality, even more sacrifice will be required. One route to social and economic justice is through government intervention. Only given labor's exceptional failures can this be viable. In a healthy employment environment, organized workers' successes would bring up the standards for all working people in industry, making government intervention unnecessary. I would only advocate for expanding government to do organized labor's work as a last resort. As a group, we need to ask ourselves what it is about organized labor that made it so appealing to Americans of 30 or 40 years ago. I think it was our ability to bring people up. We are the descendants of immigrants, and we cannot sit high and mighty in skilled craft unions looking down at workers in less skilled arenas saying they don't deserve the same opportunities. I strongly believe if collectively organized labor is not doing its part to bring all workers up, eventually we will lose our footing as well. In the battle for hearts and minds, an anti-labor politician could very easily point to a unionized automotive worker or an aerospace worker and say, overpaid, uncompetitive union workers are undeserving of support in government. I would love to see that politician make the assertion about an apple picker making $80 in a 10-hour day. I believe by adopting these three principles unilaterally, we can not only regain what we have forfeited politically and in membership, but we can thrive. We need to take the best of what we are and what we have to offer and make great positive change. We need to rebuild the middle class and respect those that labor. Principle 1, communication with members. DeSalvo asserts international union election voter turnout is embarrassingly low, oftentimes as low as 20%. Without our own brothers and sisters involved in the fight, we don't stand a chance. Top-down communication is essential and will prevent member disenfranchisement. To engage members, we need websites, newsletters, emails, social media, blogs, Twitter, anything to get the word out and keep everyone involved. We need to encourage member participation. Principle 2. Adopt technology. Our corporate counterparts have a major advantage here. We need to be able to capitalize on the shortcuts technologies offer. We desperately need the time and effort-saving features of technologies. From collaborating over distance on a contract to reaching out to members about a labor dispute, implementing technology will make us more efficient. We need to use technology to help make decisions such as where our resources are best spent, just like any corporation would. We need to use technology to communicate with external unions. We need to take notes and build databases on the corporations we bargain with. Principle 3, and most importantly, collaboration. Every elected union official, every hired salaried union official, anyone who's living on the backs of working union members needs to recognize that they have a responsibility to put their members' interests before their own. Egos are limiting our ability to be effective. Union power today was forged by the hard work and sacrifice of those who preceded us. Do not disrespect their efforts by splintering their hard-won coalitions. According to Edsel, labor's larger coalitions are increasingly breaking ties. You are not serving your members if you're serving yourself. Focus on the future. Focus on bringing other working groups up. Lastly, all unions need to put their differences aside and work together on all fronts. This is the only route to success. If we can work together, adopt technology, and engage our membership, I honestly believe our best years are yet to come. Thank you for your time.